marketplace is broken or something is disrupted in the marketplace. That's because as individuals, people feel like they're not getting a fair deal. They're not getting a fair shake. They want to protect their interest by bonding together with other members of like mind or other individuals who have a similar challenge, and they can share in that. It's the old concept that as an individual you can have more power as a group than you can as an individual. The early pioneers in co-ops used to explain it like every individual is a fiber of a rope. And when you bind all of those fibers together, you can make a pretty good sized rope that has a great deal of power and pulling strength. There are co-ops today that as an individual you may have a position of getting local services, but you have international reach of your influence through your cooperatives. One of the other pieces we want to try to cover here is how are co-ops owned? Every member of a co-op has to have an equity stake in their co-op in some manner. It could be a $5 or $10 membership fee, as is common with some credit unions or other co-ops, or it could be several $100s to be a member of a purchasing or a buying co-op. But every member of the co-op has an equity stake. So those that $5 or $10 is your equity stake in your co-op. And if you choose to leave your co-op or you move out of the area and your co-op is no longer a part of your life, then that equity is yours to come back. This is not a membership fee. This is your equity and your money that is used by the co-op to form the base of the particular business. The second piece of it is control. Your co-op is actually controlled by members voting for a board of directors. And the board of directors is comprised of the peers of other members of your cooperative. You vote for these peers to be on the board of directors in a democratic process. Most all co-ops, that means one member, one vote. So even though you may be a part of a co-op and you may be doing a third or a fourth or a third of the entire business of the co-op, you still only get one vote. And it is a truly democratic process. So it is your peers that you're voting for to represent your interest on the board of directors. And as a board of directors, they control the ongoings of the operation of the co-op. The board of directors hires a management team or supervises the necessary contracts that the co-op may enter into as an independent business. But that control is originally started by you as an individual member voting annually on your representative on the co-op board. The last piece is that how do profits get distributed? Certainly many co-ops have an equity stake that can be anywhere from 5 or 10 or 15% of the entire co-op, as it is for credit unions or financial institutions, all the way up to some ag supply and marketing co-ops and higher risk businesses where the members actually own equity of over 50% of the co-op. Co-ops as an independent business are shielded because most co-ops are incorporated, so they can borrow money to run the actual ongoing operations of the business. If at the end of the year the co-op has made money, then that money can go back to serve the needs of the co-op. If they need to invest in additional equipment, provide additional services, then certainly those profits can go back and be retained, and the co-op and most businesses would pay taxes on that. But if the co-op says, hey, we've made more money than we need, and we're willing to revolve that back to individual members, then that's called patronage. And patronage is passed back to the members in a very unique way, because in traditional businesses, investor-owned businesses, the dividends are passed back to the owners based on ownership. In a co-op, patronage, or the excess profits, or the profits of the cooperative business, go back to the member owners based on how much they use the co-op. So the more you use the co-op, the more you're engaged in the process of generating services that eventually yield profits for the co-op, the larger your patronage refund.